I was trying to figure out. I was listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on my drive back this morning, and there were so many moments that were like, this is why this is great. Obviously, Vaughn hitting the 3-run home run in the first inning was critical. Yeah. You get the first, you're kind of just settling in, and who's the dude, the Cubs guy that hit the 3-run home run? Suzuki? He hits the 3-run homer, and I'm thinking, boy, there's a lot of Cubs fans in here because it got
say you later.
It got semi-loud. And, of course, then everybody is saying, well, it shouldn't have pitched Ashby. It was a mistake. And it turns out the old riverboat, Pat, he crapped out on that one. It didn't work. It just didn't work. But old boy Vaughnie comes back, and all right, then it's almost like, all right, the slate's clean. We eradicated the crap out. Now what are you going to do? And you bring Ashby back out. He labors, and I thought a couple of things then. When Mears came in that second, right, Jesse, and shut that down with runners on first and second, and I thought that's when you got your first big exhale. Mm-hmm. So you had your jumping out the gym raucousness, and the weird thing about Vaughn's home run, most of the times when it's the crack of the bat, this thing was so blank and high. And the outfielders are good at not giving it away, and you're kind of like, I think he got it, but you see him still drifting back, and then finally the thing ends up going second deck, and everybody is just going bananas. It was awesome.
So our seats were out by the left field foul pole. Yep. We were some of the only ones, I think, who could tell off the bat it had the distance. Everyone else in the stadium, talking to other people, they didn't know.
We were paused I think he got it, but I couldn't tell for sure. And then when it did, everybody erupts. And again, that to me was, it was obviously a critical spot, but that was more of a, whew, all right, slate, clean, let's go. Now what are we going to do? And to me, the biggest, for me, is when he brought Miz out. Because it showed up that he's warming up in the after the second. And I was kind of looking at it like, boy, old boy is really rolling the dice tonight. You could go with the easy play and bring Priester out, and then you have Quintana to pitch down in Chicago, and it felt like he was really just saying it reminded me of Major League when Lou Brown brought in Vaughn. It's like, I just got a hunch. They both throw smoke. Obviously, Miz has struggled with location. He labored a little bit early, but you looked up on that, in the right field box, and every pitch is $104, $103. He's throwing 100, and they're like, oh, he's taking a little bit off. The Miz was the magic for me last night, and that sounds crazy because Contreras hits a bomb and does the flex, and that one I knew was gone off the jump. Mm-hmm. But the Miz and getting out of it and pitching 3 innings, that to me was the highlight of the game last night. Even though there were 2 3-run homers and a solo shot by Contreras, the Miz stole the show for me last night, and all of that. And then after Miz came out and when Chourio hit the absolute bomb, I love the fact what's their center fielder's name? Armstrong?
Pete Crow Armstrong.
PCA. So he fakes like he's going to catch. The ball is third deck, gone.
Off the batter's eye.
And then my favorite part is he's firing his glove like a petulant child out there. All of that. And then after that, it was not anticlimactic, but the beauty of playoff baseball is every pitch, if it's a 1-run game or if you're down 1, everything is you're chewing on your nails. Last night, once we went up 7-3, it was kind of like, all right. And to the Brewers bullpen's credit, there wasn't any much. After Miz got out of the game, the drama was nada. There's no drama.
1 hit they gave up after the first inning.
So you just got so much action packed in, and it was like a sugar rush. And by the 6th or 7th inning, it was, you kind of started crashing. Then I would say it's 10:30, 11 o'clock. The the mojo of the building was still great, but really after Miz came out and obviously with Churio hit the 3-run dong, it was a kind of a room service night. And so you've got to feel all of the emotions and that now the excitement of we're one away from hosting an NLCS. And that gives you a little picture of how I worked last night.
So when you say it was not anticlimactic, but kind of anticlimactic once it was 7-3 and they mowed down 15 straight hitters, and as Jesse mentioned, one hit, one blank damn hit, as Bob Uecker says in Major League. Did you consider an early departure?
No.
You start post-game shows early, but you were not leaving early.
Well, I just think when you looked at it, the game felt totally in control.
I would agree.
You just put it, once you got past Miz, and there's a little bit of, Patrick's coming in, okay, and then you don't even realize, I didn't even realize, he's throwing 97, 98 mile-an-hour seeds, too. It's like, and I loved Council getting booed all the time. Like, the whole mojo in the building was just phenomenal. Like, you can't beat playoff baseball. I said that yesterday, say it all the time. It's just different. And this team, what I think you love about it is the resiliency, but you just never felt like, obviously Vaughn's home run was huge. I don't know if they would have started pressing if it didn't go, but you just always feel like there's different ways that they find to win. Last night it was the long ball. I don't know what it's going to be down in Chicago. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a grinder and we're going to have to come back. Now I'm just fascinated. It sounds like midnight Murphy puts out that Priester's going to pitch Game 3, right, Jell?
I mean, they said he was going to probably pitch in Game 2 for a week, and then he didn't. So who knows?
No, but I mean, he announced it, I think, last night.
I believe Priester is pitching tomorrow, yes.
So just the gamesmanship and the fact they put Turner in to start the game, and like all that jostling, and it's just fun. It's just fun. And obviously it's a lot more fun when your team wins. Because
that may factor in.
I feel like this morning's conversation, let's say we lose 3-2 last night, I feel like we would be crushing Pat Murphy this morning because the roll of the dice that he went big on failed, and it failed pretty violently, like 3-run violently. But to go to the Miz, we didn't know if the Miz would pitch, and then to trust that he could go 3 innings and to do what he did. First off, give Miz a ton of credit for being able to step in there and calming himself. And, it was just, I don't know about you, Jesse. I just felt as if that was everything. You go to a game and you hope for a lot of fun and a lot of drama, and you got it for about 5 or 6 innings. And then fans like to be able to just bask in winning and see the Cubs fans all pouty and mopey and an old boy firing his glove like a petulant child. It just covered everything. That's what I liked.
PCA seems like he's one of those guys that's kind of easy to dislike if he's not on your team.
The Grayson Allen of the Chicago Cubs, very much so.
Well, he made a great catch in the gap in left center last night. I don't know. He is a smooth center fielder. He's smooth.
But unlikable.
Yes.
Jesse, how was your experience after you hung out with Stacy Bruner at Magoo's?
We had an awesome time yesterday. So Joe and I got together in the afternoon. We got down to Magoo's, took the shuttle in, enjoyed some Coors Light, saw a couple of friends in the stadium as we were getting our way over to the seats. We got in like an hour and a half before first pitch, so we had a lot of time to bounce around, kind of take in the atmosphere. Got to our seats out in left field. And
what time did you go down there? At 9 a.m.?
No, we a little bit later in the day. Corey and Rufus were over until about 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So we had a nice little day yesterday.
You still think that was the right move?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nobody else does, just so you know.
That's fine.
Okay.
It was so fun. Tauscher hit all the major points. I mean, the drama The realization that we came to sitting out in left field once Miz came in the third inning, that holy smokes.
Did you think that was crazy?
I just assumed what we had heard for 2 weeks going into this thing was it was Freddie Peralta game 1, Quinn Priester game 2, and then we'll figure it out. And then all of a sudden, they announced Sunday that Ashby was starting. We're like, okay, that's interesting. Like, play the lefty matchups at the start and then expect Priester to come in. And all of a sudden, Nick Mears comes in and gets out of the jam. And then the Miz comes in. And when the Miz came in, Joe and I looked at it, we're like, he's not pitching Priester today. That rascal Pat Murphy. He's not pitching Priester today. And the fact that...
It's time to have a conversation about Pat Murphy's pitching rotation,
The fact that 7 pitchers and 6 combining for 1-hit baseball throughout the course of that game after the Ashby flub in the first inning, that was remarkable. It was pushing all the right buttons perfectly. And now it sets you up where you get Freddie Peralta on full rest, Quinn Priester a chance to pitch tomorrow to close it out, and then you still have another chance. If for whatever reason both of those don't work, you have another opportunity to try and go win it. 3 chances to win one game.
Will he start Ashby again?
I mean, I hope it doesn't come to that. I think Priester pitches tomorrow. I hope they close him out in Wrigley, and that's it.
No blank, but I'm asking if.
I could definitely see whether it's against the Dodgers in the NLCS or against the Cubs if it goes a little longer than we hope here. I could see him running the same plan out there again based on matchups, yeah.
So I thought one of the things that probably is going to get overlooked, because I hit most of the big talking points of how the game played.
Can before you say that, can we just again emphasize how good the Miz was and how, like, the home run from Vaughn is enormous. I get that. 2 3-run homers in the same game, like from a team that was allegedly not homerific enough. But for Mizorowski to pitch the way he did, given the control issues and the concerns about him heading into the postseason, for him to do what he did, and the fact that he kind of admitted that he didn't want to throw that ball to first base because he might know where it was going to go. Like, I just thought that was the game. Because if he goes in there and starts walking guys left and right and doesn't have control, suddenly the Cubs have life.
Yeah, they would have pulled him. But, yeah, the Miz, again, if you go 1 of 2, which is what I think Murph did last night with his dice rolls, he crapped out. But with the Miz, you know, when you're throwing dice in craps, you want the dice shaker, and in this case, he handed the dice over to Miz. You want him to hold the dice. You don't want him crapping out. And it got a little ugly. He put a couple of hard points out there, a 4, maybe an 11, maybe a 10. And, you know, he's out there shaking, but he never rolled that 7 to crap out. He kept getting it. Mm-hmm. And as you kept going, you kept raking in that cash. You kept getting it, and you just kept allowing your team to try and chip away. So if you can do that and you can overcome the miscue, or it turns out you won the game, so you can't be overly judgmental, but it didn't work the way he wanted at all. He didn't even get through 2 innings. He had to bring Mears in, all of that. But I thought one of the sneaky parts of this, and the back end of your lineup, which they've been good and they've been criticized. I thought when Durpin got hit, and then I don't remember who made the out. Was it who's hitting in the 8th slot last night?
Blake Perkins.
Perkins gets out, so there's 2 outs, and Ortiz is up, and you're kind of like, at this point it's 4-3. You're kind of like, all right, whatever. Ortiz not a great hitter, right? It is what it is. Great fielder, and he just kept battling. And when he got that base hit to extend the inning, I think that part of the game, everybody's going to talk Churio. Everybody's going to talk about Vaughn. Everybody's going to talk about the Miz. And they're going to talk about the bullpen. I think that at-bat signifies everything you need to know about this team. And for him to battle, and then find a way on, and an old boy hits the absolute bomb, and then the kid out in center's firing his glove like a petulant kid. That, to me, encapsulated everything about last night.
Petulant, peninsula. What's your favorite word these days? Because I've heard a lot of petulant today.
Well, go ahead and look at what he did. He threw his glove he threw his glove like a peewee, like a little peewee kid. Yeah.
One other thing.
It's fun to me when you break somebody like that. That's what's beautiful about the psychology of sport.
I agree.
He's obviously incredibly invested. He's a really good player. And first off, you see the picture of him trying to rob that home run. I mean, he's off by 100 feet. I get a kick out of that, and then he takes his glove and fires it like a petulant kid. Yeah, it's fun to watch that. That's when you know you're in somebody's head, and they knew at that point our road to trying to advance this playoffs just got a lot tougher after he tried to rob that 419-foot home run, and he's sitting there at 385 feet.
What about the fact that we didn't know if Churio was going to play?
That was the other dice roll to me, and that obviously came up big time. So you're not going to win big if you don't make some big moves. That was, I thought I saw him grimacing a little bit. He made a great catch down, probably by Jesse, down on that left field line. And I thought he was a little grimacy. But at this point, I think unless he's Yank City, USA, he ain't going to be out there. And, man, what a performance by him. Great. Yeah. I should have probably taken him as my Steinhoffler. That's the thing I learned. That's a lesson learned.
Well, you've also learned an important lesson that others need to learn, and that is if you're going to get new windows, you need to get them from Pella.
And, of course, we saw Gina last night. She was there with her wonderful husband. And when it comes to your home, the smart play is to trust Gina Della and her great team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. This month only, you can score a whole house of new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with zero interest for up to 60 months. It's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable, thanks to the incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping all of the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
While we were all tuned in to the Brewers game, ESPN published why Giannis Antetokounmpo's future in Milwaukee is far from settled from Shams. TLDR, as the kids say. Too long, didn't read, but Jesse read it for us. He'll fill us in on what it says next. It's Wilde and Tauscher.